Hi everybody, I'm Darcy's mother. I recommend one to you today. Delicious flat and more foreign hollow pattern. This pattern is very easy to weave. It's very regular. 6 needles and 20 rows is a complete set of patterns. And I'm going to show you how this works. This is the diagram of this pattern. What about this diagram? It's a foreign symbol. In front of him, this tweed. If the slice is worth it, the starting needle should be a multiple of 6. Add another stitch. Add 2 more side needles. He split the first set in half. Half in the front and half in the back. Then, this pattern needs to be cycled. It starts with the 5th stitch. You can take a screenshot of this diagram. I drew this place wrong. This is a lower needle. What else? This pattern is just the pattern of the front row. It's marked. What about the reverse side? What kind of needle is root knitting? Just knit whatever needle you want. Okay, I'll start 3 sets in total and spend 36 and 18. Then, add another needle and add 2 side needles. 21 stitches in total. Full needle in the first line. The whole line, the whole stitch. What about the reverse side of the second line? You can knit whatever needle it is. In this pattern, the reverse rows are root weaving. I'm in the demo below. Weaving that does not conceal the reverse line. Third line, edge needle. Ling Shang. 3 down. Keep going down like this. 3 down, 3 up. 3 hits. Mikami. This needle is a knitting needle. This pattern is actually being woven. It's 2 up and 2 down. This is for knitting. The flower that belongs to that half. It's half in the front and half in the back. What really needs a loop? It just started here. It goes like this. And then there's the next 3. Twice, and then what about this place? It is also half of the flowers that belong here. What about when we're going to knit? Just remember the 2 ends. 2 ends are 2. And then you go 3 down, 3 up, 3 down, 3 up, 3 down. In the end, there is only 1 or 2 left. Then the needles. It's easier to remember. Reverse line. It is to knit whatever needle it is. Lines 5 and 6 continue to weave. Or knit 2 up, 3 down, 3 up. Just loop down like this. Now knit line 7. Take a look at the diagram on line 7. 1 in a V word. This is a 2 in 1 sign on the upper left. What about this excellent character? It's empty needle. Add a needle in the air. It's an arrow down. This is 2 in 1 on the upper right. Remember this symbol. This is top right 2 and 1. This is top left 2 and 1. This is an empty needle. Okay. Now start knitting line 7. Knitting. Yisheng. Top left 2 and 1. Add a needle. Add a needle in the air. Upper right 2 and 1. 1 up. Loop down. Upper left 2 and 1. Add a needle. Add a needle in the air. Upper right 2 and 1. Yisheng. Upper left 2 and 1. Add a needle. Add a needle in the air. Upper right 2 and 1. 1 up. Edge needle. This is the weaving method of the 7th row. Line 8 is still root weaving. What about this needle? On the reverse side, you knit the needle. What if you were to loop? He just knits the needle. I'll demonstrate this line a little bit. Knitted. These are all knitted with needles. It turned out that the needles were knitted, and the needles were also knitted. Just knit this needle. This is the weaving method on line 8. Empty knitting upper needle. If you knit the needle, knit the needle. Knit on the needle. The needle in space is also a knitting needle. If the stitch in space is a knitting needle. Okay, that's line 8. Finish the 9th line. Line 9 has another symbol. This is the upper left 2 with an empty needle. How about this one with the arrow facing up? This is top right 3. The symbol is 3 and 1 on the upper right. Knitting. Top left 2 and 1. Add a needle in the air. Add a needle in the air. Did you see it? This place is to cut off the upper needle. So there's a needle left over from this place. We're going to do top right 3 and 1. Pick this needle out. These 2 knits are 1 top left 2 and 1. Then put the unknitted stitch over. This completes the top right 3 and 1. Next, add a needle. Add a needle in the air. 1 click upper right 3 parallel moves. Knit it again and add a stitch. Add a needle in the air. Take a look at this place. It should be 3 to 1 on the upper right. Can't knit, because at the beginning, it is woven with a top left 2 ratio mud. This is a flower separated. So this place is woven top right 2 to 1. Okay, the last stitch is the edge stitch. This is the weaving method for line 10. Knit all the needles. Knit all the needles. Line 11, fully knit lower needle. Line 12, fully knit needle. Do it yourself. Line 13. Knit twice. Then 3. 3 hits. 3 up and 3 down, so loop 3 up. 3 hits. 3 up. Okay. On the far side are 2 lower needles. This is knitting. Line 14, line 15. 16 rows are all root weaving. Knit whatever needle it is. That is to knit this 13th line 3 more lines. Root weaving is fine. Okay, after 16 lines, start knitting line 17. Lines 17 and 19 and 7. Line 9 is actually the same. He just staggered the patterns a little bit. Okay, now knit like this. Edge needle. Add a stitch in the air, top right 2 to 1. Then go up. Upper left 2 and 1. Add a needle. Add a needle in the air. Upper right 2 and 1. Refers to the right group of flowers. Point again. Upper left 2 and 1. Add an empty needle. Add an empty needle. Upper right 2 and 1. Yisheng. Top left 2 to 1. This is the same as the flower in front. They are in a group. What about this flower shape? When you are knitting, it is very easy to knit. It's you who hold the 2 flower shapes at the front and back. That's it. This group of flowers is separate. Add an empty needle. edge, needle. Okay, what about line 18? Empty knitting upper needle. What are the other needles and what needles are knitted? Line 19. Knitting. Once. Add a needle. Move 3 parallel to the top right. Once. Add an empty needle. Add an empty needle 3 and 1 on the upper right. Add a needle in the air. Add a needle in the air. Click on the upper right 3 and 1. Once. Add a needle. Lower edge needle. This is line 19. Line 20 is what knit, what needle. He just knits it. This pattern is finished. When knitting again, just start from the first line and repeat. You mainly look at this row of flowers. Line up the flowers. Just follow this law and loop down. Very well woven. What about this symbol? I didn't turn it into. It is a symbol we are familiar with in China. Still using this foreign symbol. How about this? When encountering this symbol again in the future, you'll know how to weave this symbol. Okay, that's it for today's pattern. Do you like it? If you like it, collect it.